my agent just got a phone call or a contact or whatever, I'm not even quite sure how it be, from someone called Martin Robertson or Robinson, who seems to be one of your reporters, trying to thrash around, or evidently trying to make out that I have somehow pocketed some of the money that I raised for Thomas Markle. Let me make it absolutely clear to you, my dear, and I hope you're listening to every word, that if there is the slightest suggestion of any impropriety, I will see you people in court. Now, as Liz knows only too well, I have had to be litigating against Associated Newspapers for the last 50 years. I am sorry, I am not going to allow you people to yet again trash and traduce in the totally disgusting way you have been doing.
But look, speaking of Odd Lady C, I've been really wanting to speak to you about this smear campaign, which has been going on. I mean, I know, and I was watching your show, I think it was yesterday, and you raised what the Sussex Squad have done to me in the past. So you know that I know that they are evil and they will stop at nothing to destroy people who tell the truth about their heroes. But this one is particularly annoying to me because you did a great thing. You arranged a fundraiser for Thomas Markle because he had hit this very significant birthday and his health is not good. We are both very fond of the Markle family. We know they're good people who've been treated terribly. And this was just to allow Thomas to live a bit more of a comfortable life and to have the correct health treatment that he needed. But people have used this to spread all sorts of horrible rumors about the Markle family, about yourself, about me, claiming that lies are being told, and they're sophisticated in some ways in terms of what they do, because I believe they actually set up a fake GoFundMe website to try and convince people that you were still continuing your fundraising campaign when in fact it had long been over. So can we just clarify what is going on? And can we also clarify that all of these ludicrous suggestions that Thomas Markle and Samantha Markle and Thomas Markle Jr. are in some way lying? I mean, people are even trying to say, see these photos of Thomas with his daughter. Some people are now trying to say, Lady C, that these photos aren't real. I mean, it's just so offensive. But what's going on from your point of view?
Well, first of all, Dan, I do not condescend to acknowledge every bit of feces that is on the roadside as I'm driving by in my car.
Nor should you.
So that's the first thing. The second thing is I believe in free speech.
Yes.
So as long as people are giving a valid opinion based upon someone else's conduct, they're perfectly at liberty to say whatever they think or feel. A third thing where I'm concerned is I am aware that one or two of the YouTube people have been trying to target me and saying all sorts of seriously defamatory things, which quite frankly I couldn't be bothered with because they're so pathetic and ridiculous that I wouldn't be wasting my time on, I mean, they starve them of oxygen and they will disappear sooner rather than later. So there's that element of it. But what is more concerning about this is that it's obviously a concerted and very well executed scheme to have entrapped me and lied about me. And I mean, in much the same way that they used your crazy boyfriend's existence to to destroy your, or try to destroy your career.
Yes, based on total lies, complete lies.
Yeah, and they were hoping that but by making the accusations and getting the police involved, it cost you your jobs with both GB News and the Mail.
Yep, which it did.
I thought they both behaved appallingly, but that's something else again.
Thank you.
Well, of course, I'm not in that situation. So they had to be more, I have no vulnerabilities. So what they have done is they have actually concocted a total fraud. They have perpetrated a fraud upon the public, but they have done it through GoFundMe. So I am now getting information from GoFundMe, who, it has to be said, are dumb enough to think that they can blow me off with assurances and not provide the information that I require, and which by law they are obliged to provide me with. I think it's called, is it a GDPN or GDPR?
GDPR, yes.
Well, under the GDPR rules, they have to provide me with information that I require from them. That account had been closed. Therefore, the reopened account was a fraud. I didn't open it. I didn't authorize it to be opened. I had no contract with GoFundMe as a result of them reopening that account. Well, not reopening, because
it was a different one. Yeah, exactly.
But in fact, they created a new account because the old one was shut without my knowledge, consent, or approval. That is not only highly defamatory, that is fraud.
Yes.
That is misrepresentation. That is impersonation. They are in huge trouble, not only with their European side, because it's Irish law that governs their activities over here. So it's not only with Irish law and European Union law, which requires that they provide me with the information I demand, and I'm not asking for favors. This is what I'm entitled to, and they're bloody well going to provide it. Otherwise, I'll see them in court. And they are resisting providing me with it at the moment, and thinking that they can soft-stroke me. They don't realize who they're dealing with, but then they wouldn't be the first idiot who didn't realize what they were dealing with. Alison Phillips and Eve Pollard lost their job as editors of the Daily Mirror and the Sunday Express when I hauled their backsides into a court. And which I will do with GoFundMe.
Do not lie about us. I mean, I've had very similar experiences where I've received apologies and damages from the Daily Mirror and the Guardian, because these people are stupid enough to follow up the lies for the Sussex Squad. And I can't say anything about this case yet, Lady C, but let me just say the Sussex Squad are criminals. Not all of them. I'm not trying to say all of them, but there are criminals operating within the Sussex Squad, and all of that is going to emerge in the next few weeks.
But these criminals are functioning with the knowledge, consent, and approval of Harry and Meghan.
Yes.
Which is outrageous.
Who have never, can we just clarify, who have never once tried to distance themselves from the Sussex Squad or say that the Sussex Squad shouldn't break the law or attack people or spread lies. I mean, it's astonishing, but
they have supported them.
Yeah.
They have.
Well, Christopher Boozy was on the TV series.
And there is no doubt in my mind who is behind this and why. But you see, they were dumb enough to think they could set up this fake account in my name, run a few donations through it. I would know nothing about it, which I didn't. Why would I know anything about it? I had nothing to do with it. and that then they would tip off the press, and the
Yes.
press would run the story saying, "Oh, Lady Colin Campbell, blah 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 blah."
Yes.
And
this
that
is where
press
we.
would-
Well, I was just gonna say this is where we get to the Daily Mail. And before you go on, what I want to do is show you a woman called Liz Hartley. Now, she's the boss of legal at the Daily Mail, someone that we have both had entanglements with. And Lady C, you have gone viral this week because you released on your own YouTube channel, which I always say that everyone must subscribe to, and I will put the link in the show notes below because it is an absolute must follow. But you actually play the call that you make to Liz Hartley at the Daily Mail. I'm going to play quite a lot of it, Lady C, if that's okay. Probably the whole thing, because I just want everyone to hear it. And then I'll get you to react off the bat.
It's fine. Disgusting people. So I phoned to speak to her, to tell her this is totally out of line. And I'm going to play what I said.
Rebecca speaking, how may I help?
Yes, hello. Rebecca who?
Rebecca Springer. I'm the legal assistant. I'm not Liz Hartley's PA. Liz Hartley's PA's on holiday.
Okay. Well, this is Lady Colin Campbell speaking, and I'm ringing Liz, and so I will hope that you will pass the message on. And,
of course.
Sorry?
I said, of course. Go ahead.
Lovely, thank you. My agent just got a phone call or a contact or whatever, I'm not even quite sure how it be, from someone called Martin Robertson or Robinson, who seems to be one of your reporters, trying to thrash around, evidently trying to make out that I have somehow pocketed some of the money that I raised for Thomas Markle. Let me make it absolutely clear to you, my dear, and I hope you're listening to every word, that if there is the slightest suggestion of any impropriety, I will see you people in court. Now, as Liz knows only too well, I have had to be litigated against Associated Newspapers for the last 50 years. I am sorry, I am not going to allow you people to yet again trash and traduce in the totally disgusting way you have been doing. If there is any mention whatsoever of anything except that I raised the money and handed over every single penny to him, I will see your backsides in court. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, I hear that, and I will pass that over.
Please pass it on to Liz and tell her, and you better watch to make sure he doesn't do anything between today and tomorrow. Because I am taping this conversation, and I am not going to allow you people to traduce me yet again the way you have over the previous 5 decades. Understood?
Yes, I totally understand that. Who did you say the reporter was again? Sorry, Martin?
Martin, either Robinson or Robertson. I'm afraid I don't know who your reporters are. I don't live at the level of trash.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. Thank you. That's absolutely fine. I totally hear that.
Good.
I will pass that over to you.
Make sure that you get in touch with him right now and tell him if he's writing anything that in any way, shape or form suggests that I have pocketed 1 penny of that money. I will see all of you in court. Understood? And I will not be settling, because I will be using this and the fact that yet again I am being traduced by you people, and it's not going to continue. It's gone for 50 years, and I hope that you will all have the good sense to know. Liz will certainly have the good sense to know, unless you really want to waste Jonathan's money. It's not gonna wash where I'm concerned. Okay?
Okay, that's
Lovely.
absolutely fine.
Thank you so much. God bless and good
No
night.
worries.
God bless and good
Take
night.
care.
And I hope I don't see my name in your publication. I can do without the adulation, and I certainly can do without having you mention my name at all. So, okay, thank you. And I can certainly do without the abuse. Okay?
Okay.
God bless.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well,
Lady C, I am giving you a clap because that is how you deal with the Daily Mail. Oh, I loved it. Football is back. This is the best time of the year, isn't it? We're talking Premier League in the UK, in the US, NFL Sundays, and college football Saturdays. With that comes the glorious grind of fantasy football lineup. So this is where your inner manager comes alive, setting the perfect fantasy roster, screaming at your TV, making last-minute waiver moves that either make you a hero or the guy everyone ridicules in the group chat. But listen, while you're over here making sure your fantasy team is dialed in, don't let your personal grooming become the guy that gets left on the bench. So this is where Manscaped's Performance Package 5.0 Ultra comes in. It acts as your all-in-one grooming playbook. So from keeping things sharp down below with the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra to taking care of those rogue ear and nose hairs with the Weed Whacker 2.0, this is the lineup that will keep you looking and feeling like a champ. So let me tell you about it. It's a great product. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra Groin and Body Hair Trimmer is the franchise player of your grooming roster. With precise trimming capabilities, it's reliable, efficient, and gets the job done without fumbling. Whether it's for a date night, a weekend tailgate, or just everyday grooming, this is the tool you want on your squad. And we're looking at right now the Weed Whacker 2.0, and that is a product that is just so good. Just trust me on that. Now, the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra doesn't stop at grooming essentials. It comes with 2 free gifts, the Boxers 2.0 Midnight Bravo and the Shed 2.0 toiletry bag, premium gear to ensure you're always ready for action, whether at home or on the road. So join the over 10 million men worldwide. I'm one of them who trusts Manscaped, and get ready for kickoff by heading over to manscaped.com. What you need to do is when you check out of the website, use the code Outspoken and you get 20% off and free shipping. So let me repeat the address, www.manscaped.com. Enter the code Outspoken at checkout for 20% off and free shipping. Stay on top of your grooming game and be ready for anything the season throws your way.
well, I'm not asking for anything. I'm very clear about when people are trying to destroy or take advantage of, well, let's put it, when people are trying to abuse me, I am just going to lay down the reality. And I'm not pussyfooting around. I'm not asking them for any favors. So I'm not begging them to do anything. I am commanding them to do it. And
and if you're going to write this lie, you're going to see them in court.
Yeah. So, but I actually thought that girl Rebecca handled the whole thing very well.
She did.
I thought she was very good. And I think she deserves to be commended.
No, she did. But the question to me, Lady C, is why was this Martin Robinson, who is, by the way, one of the most senior reporters for the Daily Mail online, that's my understanding, why is he taking this absolute rubbish from the Sussex Squad seriously?
Well, I'm actually, Dan, in some ways grateful that he got in touch with David Samuel, my agent, because I wouldn't have known about any of this sort of acts. But as soon as I heard about it...
Because you didn't even know the page was there.
No, I had ordered it. And again, I asked for it to be... I'm very polite and I'm very civilized. But really, when I'm giving an order, I may do it nicely and I may be polite, but it's not a request. It's a command, And when I told them I wanted the GoFundMe shut down, they tried to drag it out. And I said to them, no, it's inelegant and I want it shut down, and shut it down. And it was some difficulty to get them to shut it down, but I got them to shut it down. This was in August. This is now October. And I gather all of this has happened in the last 2 or so weeks. And I now have all sorts of people investigating all over the world about what's been going on. But I'm actually somewhat grateful to Martin. Is his name Robinson or Robinson?
Yes, Robinson, yeah.
Which one is it?
Robinson, yeah.
Robin. So anyway, he phoned my agent because, of course, at the Associated Newspapers, they have stamped on my file, before you write anything about her, refer it to the legal department. They know they dare not write anything about me without referring me to the legal department. And I just phone up Liz when I have trouble. I mean, this has been going on long enough now that you know, I mean, I know them and they know me, and they know I'm not joking. But it's obvious, because I then, after speaking to this nice young lady, Rebecca, I then actually thought, hang on a second, let me see. And I discovered that there were 2 new payments that had come in, I think, that day, one for £25, one for £10. And after I did some further investigation, while speaking to someone, another one came in for, I think, £5. And I told GoFundMe, why is this open? If you were told to shut it down, I want an explanation. And they have not actually been able to come up with an explanation that does not drop them in major soup. They are governed by United States law. United States law, I mean, they have committed a host of criminal as well as civil breaches of the law, because they have created a new account, which is a fake, stating that it's my account when it's not my account. And they had to have known it wasn't my account, because they know I didn't ask for it to be revived. And yes, therefore, it's not an extension of the old account.
No, because they will have the email address of the person who set up the fake account, and it won't be your email address.
Well, they are, at the moment, they are resisting providing the identity of the person, using privacy as an example, as a reason, which is, I mean, I don't know who they think they're dealing with.
Well, it's ludicrous. It's ludicrous given this person was posing as you. So where does privacy come into it?
Well, no, but it shows it's impersonation, it's fraud, it's defamation. I have been defamed. And it's obvious the whole thing was a plot and a scheme, but they executed it too quickly. They were so dumb, and I know certain people that the head honcho is very impatient. You know, she needs immediate gratification at all times. She comes up with an idea, she's got to have the result, and so they've done all of this in 2.5 weeks, which was stupid. Had they allowed it to go a bit longer, but their plan was really simple: create the fake account, accuse me of pocketing money that I knew nothing about because I hadn't created. And then I would have found myself in the position that you found yourself in when Byline Times started to attack you, where you are on the back foot. You are being attacked. You are defending yourself. Well, it hasn't worked out like that, because Martin Robinson, by alerting me, I've swung into action and I am on the attack. So they have actually screwed themselves, and also they have screwed GoFundMe, because GoFundMe has obligations in the United States and in this country as well. Are you aware? I have been advised that, what's it, GDPR?
Yes, GDPR.
If they fail to provide me with the information, they are liable to fine of, I forget whether it's 20 or 40 million euros, or 4% of their global receipts over a year. Now, we're speaking about billions if it's GoFundMe. So they can be fined, not what they have to pay me. They will be fined by the authorities 4% of their global revenue, not national, global. So that's one thing that they're facing. They're also facing criminal charges because they have colluded in creating a fraudulent account, because it didn't happen out of nowhere. They have done it. And they're trying to soft me and, oh, well, we're never going to happen again, sort of thing. And but we can't tell you who it is. They really don't realize who they're dealing with. But that's fine. I've always been underestimated. And then as I crush them, I wipe the scum off the soles of my feet.
I was just about to say.
But this time, they have handed me a real silver plate, because GoFundMe has very deep pockets. And if I sue them in America, I can sue them for defamation. I can sue them for misrepresentation. I can sue them here. And they have all sorts of stupid laws because, of course, you know, being clever Americans with clever lawyers, they have, and, you know, America is practically everybody's a lawyer. And so they have everything sewn up. And their terms and conditions where once you sign up with them, you have to consult with them how deeply you're going to breathe and whether they should reduce your nipples or not, sort of thing. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But none of it applies in this instance.
No.
Because they say there has to be a 60-day cooling off period. There doesn't need to be any cooling off period if I don't have a contract with them. So they are going to, so they don't realize that I have them coming and going on both sides of the Atlantic. And believe me, because it's my considered opinion that somebody in GoFundMe was reached, because this didn't happen out by accident. The whole thing has been a carefully dovetailed, calculated scheme to discredit me. And it's all been done in the last 2 weeks. But somebody in GoFundMe did it. So they reached somebody in GoFundMe. And GoFundMe is obviously aware of the fact that they are facing a problem. They just don't realize that, you know, I have a loaded gun and I have no compunction about blowing off their face, and I will do it. But that will all come in the passage of time, because I am dealing with them in a civil way, and I've asked various questions. They don't realize that I know, for instance, their requirement of the 60 days cooling off period doesn't count, because I didn't have an account with them. This is a fabricated account. And the nonsense about arbitration, I don't have to arbitrate with them. I can, and they say in certain conditions the law applies in America, in other cases the law applies here. But whichever jurisdiction we choose to go with, they are absolutely buggered. And believe me, I am going to be the first one to shove that poker right up.
Well, look, do you know what I keep thinking? They have messed with the wrong woman. Lady C, please keep me posted on this one. Thank you for your brilliant work. And as I say, I recommend everyone goes to subscribe to the Lady Colin Campbell channel, because there's much more on this story there. Lady C, thank you so much. We'll speak very soon. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are. You can subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts, and I've put some of the links in the show notes below this video. Keep watching our Outspoken clips to support this independent news venture with no spin, no bias, and no censorship, unlike the MSM. Most importantly, I promise to keep fighting for you.